Greetings, fellow simmer, and welcome to more Gripper Sim 4K eye candy crazy madness action. This week we're in San Francisco. Now we're looking at the CRJ this week, and it is said that many flight simmers prefer flights or sectors that do not exceed 2 hours. The parts of the simulated experience considered the most challenging and fun are the departure and the arrival sequence. So it's no wonder why the CRJ is so popular for regional flights in flight sim and in the real world. This new model of the CRJ 550 and 700 by Aerosoft boasts many features that you would expect, and some that may disappoint.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes, Gripper Sim may get angry at parts during this video. Anyway, on to the features. Modelling. Highly detailed modelling based on many photos of the original aircraft, covered with high resolution PBR textures that convey virtual reality extremely well. The possibilities of the new flight simulator engine are mostly utilised. Fluid animations and moving parts such as landing gear, flaps and doors. The cockpit shows detailed modelling and animations that provide a realistic look and feel of this popular airliner. Support of advanced features such as rain effects, etc. The flight model is based on Flight Simulator's new aerodynamic model to provide more realistic behaviour of the CRJ in all flight conditions. It has been fine-tuned to reflect the performance and the reactive behaviour of the CRJ. Included are the CRJ 550 and 700 models, included with 9 liveries. Systems. Extensive flight management system and Honeywell ProLine avionics, including advisory and coupled vertical navigation. Delivered with February-March 2021 AIRAC nav data. Navigation data can be uploaded via Nav Data Pro and Navigraph, and also a heads-up guidance system. Electronic flight display. Detailed performance calculations based on the actual weight and balance of the geographical display of actualized load sheets. Transfer of weight and fuel calculated V-speeds into the FMS if desired. Checklists for all flight situations. Really? Individual configuration settings for aircraft maintenance, preferred aircraft state when loading, and additional options. Chart display, Nav Data Pro charts and Navigraph charts with position tracking. This option will be made available free of charge as soon as the SDK allows it. Fair enough. Simulator options. 8 manuals, including detailed step-by-step documentation. Their documentation is actually, there's loads there. Wow. Immersive sounds created using Wise, and it has in brackets, so full FS standards. Well, yeah, we kind of expect that. Compatible with Honeycomb and the newest Thrustmaster CTA controllers. Let me know what you think in the comments. Many new options to tweak the product to your liking and your hardware. Okay, so I've been, since this came out, I have been doing a lot of my own research and trying to figure it out. I haven't flown the CRJ, I'm a newbie to it. And that's fine. But it looks, I know I'm being sarcastic, but it is pretty good all around. I paid for it. I'm not completely disgruntled at all. Just some little things that are a bone of contention with me. It is subjective, and I'll get to those later. So it's all, the graphics here. Look, I mean, it's stunning. It looks absolutely stunning. It really does. Okay, there's more coming. I'm going to show you the cockpit and bits and pieces that are really, really very clever. I didn't show you the nose of the aircraft, did I? No. Let's show you the nose, and I always wondered what they taught. Let's have a listen. Let's just listen.
Can I ask you a quick question before you head there?
Sure.
Okay. So I have a crazy roommate situation going on.
Crazy what?
Roommate situation.
Okay.
And I need somewhere to stay for just the night.
Just tonight?
So can I stay at your place?
Yeah, sure.
Really?
Sure.
Awesome. Okay, do you want to take my number?
Yeah.
I was so impressed by the outside, and then I went into the cabin. This is the cabin in Flight Simulator 2020, okay? Flight Simulator 2020 looks a bit blocky and odd, doesn't it? That's because this is Flight Simulator X and P3D. Flight Sim X and P3D are the same thing, by the way. P3D, Lockheed Martin bought the license from Microsoft, and they're lazy. They're just doing the old. Why even bother? Why even bother putting the cabin in? We see. Look, they're all starting to do this now, and I just won't. Sick of this. I'm just sick and it's just ridiculous.
You need to stop.
Okay,
you need to calm down. Okay. You need to stop bouncing off the wall.
Unlock the jacket, please. Please, just unlock, and I'll be cool.
Okay.
Bloody hell! How the hell? All right. Back in the late 90s, 2000s, graphics like these were quite acceptable, but unfortunately, some developers are porting old school graphics from either P3D or Flight Sim X and passing them off as Flight Simulator 2020 aircraft. So I think some people may find this unacceptable, and I would agree, however, that we should all really band together and stop this practice, to be perfectly honest with you. I paid $50 for this. I know it's not a really big deal. It's not a huge deal, but I think we should stop this practice. So comment, and I'm going to write to the forums in Aerosoft to ask them to stop this practice, but very politely, because some people get really annoyed with this. So that's the thing. That's the thing that annoyed me, and that's just a subjective gripe. And maybe now it's a trigger. But look in here, okay? See the door here. This is all old school. I mean, what? I mean, I have to keep calm because. So yeah, look, ridiculous. But look here. Look at the lovely new door. So they've mixed in P3D/FSX with Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. So that's, I leave it at that. But folks, look what they've done with the actual cockpit. So as you can see, the cockpit itself is absolutely stunning. Outside the aircraft as well is absolutely stunning. So the aesthetics of the aircraft, the outside and the cockpit are absolutely stunning. Now I have to tell you, this is the first aircraft that's come out, the first commercial aircraft from Microsoft Flight Simulator that isn't built by Asobo. And as you know, the ones by Asobo are pretty damn impressive. Most of all, I've been looking forward to, I was really looking forward to using the interactive checklist that Asobo have ingeniously provided. It's really good for those newbies who don't really know where all the buttons are. You know, the way you're a new aircraft, you don't know where the buttons are. This checklist tells you. So let's have a look at what I did. Okay, here we are in the cockpit, well, at least I'm in mine, for the first Microsoft third-party commercial jet aircraft. For Flight Sim. So this is going to be great. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time, as many as you have. Now, let's just hop into the cockpit. Now, I have been in here already today, okay? I just had a quick look around. I haven't taxied, I haven't flown, I haven't done anything, except a few little bits and pieces to research the aircraft, okay? So, the first thing I've discovered is in the iPad here, if you like. There's some very, very useful and clever little tricks. So the first thing here, it has the checklists, the normal checklists. It's nice to have them here because after you've used the integrated interactive checklist from Asobo, which is up here, it shows you where everything is, which is great. You can use this. Okay, so that's that. Performance, you have all your mass and balance, you have all your V-speeds, you have all the stuff for your FMC here. Aircraft, here you can open the doors, you can open the forward cargo, rear cargo door, service areas, and you can, I can switch on the cabin lights. Ooh, very nice. I had a look at the cabin lights in the back earlier as well. Not very impressed with that, I have to say. Now it's not a big deal, but it is if you want to look out the window and you want to have the seats looking like the year 2020, not like 1996. You will have seen that already, my reaction with that, because anyway. So there you go. So that's quite good. Now also you can have aircraft states. You can have code and dark, turn around, ready for startup, ready for taxi. We're going to go ready for taxi. But first I'm going to quickly run through the interactive checklist. So now the thing I want to show you, okay, you've got maintenance if you like that kind of thing, you know, and also the options. Now in the options is some very clever stuff. They have temperature units, Fahrenheit or Celsius. In Europe, you use Celsius. Weight units, It depends on the aircraft, really. You've got kilograms or pounds, which is brilliant. This is handy when you get into the complex stuff, by the way. Okay, barometric units. In America, you use millibars or inches of mercury. We use hectopascals here, and other stuff like that. So that's great. I won't go into everything here because it's going to be quite involved. So next page. I like this. Sound options, cabin announcements, flight attendant, flight deck noises. Yes, I'll have that. A whole load of options for instrument and flight management systems, and your your MFD display options. A lot of stuff in there. But now, what I'm interested in here is throttle configuration, or the calibrate throttle button. Okay, that is going to be great because those of you who are starting flight sim and you have a simple joystick with a little throttle, the little throttle to the end, you can now have a detent. So if it goes back so much, that'll activate the reverse thrusters of the aircraft, which is great. Now, I have done that with mine. I'll just get my phone here, and I'm going to record. Let me zoom in here a little bit. I'm going to record what I'm doing now. What I'm doing is I'm going to move my throttles forward and back, and there's a detent here, right? And if I put it back, that'll be reverse. See? Down. And that's just brilliant. So that's what I've used, and that's what I've configured it for. It's really, really, really clever. So hats off to them there. So that's great. I've already configured that, so that's fine. Save options and all that kind of stuff. Great. Right. So what else do I like? I like just little things. The way you hit the throttle and it just disappears. This one just goes down out of your way. Very nice. You can access stuff behind it. So that's all good. Now. I have looked into this a great deal. All the flight management systems are actually very well done. Look, it's telling me the passenger's doors are open there. So if I go to the PDF now to close the passenger door, I go to aircraft and close the passenger door. Very good.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the captain and crew, welcome aboard.
I like that.
We hope you enjoy.
That's really cool.
Before takeoff, we would like to encourage all passengers.
That's fabulous. Now let's start the engines. I'm not going to bore you with the whole checklist, but just let's look at the checklist here. The checklist. Now, I've seen another developer do this recently, and you pay for this, right? Asobo have gone out of their way to give you an interactive checklist, meaning it has a checklist just like it had in the pad here, and you click on the item, it shows you where the button is, and you go through the list and you just know everything off after a while. You don't even need it. But they've admitted it. They've admitted it. And another developer has done this as well. No. Stop omitting stuff. That really annoys me. But I tell you why it annoys me. It's not a big deal for me, but someone new to flight sim, they don't know where all the buttons and switches are. So if you're looking for the APU, you're going, where? And you've got to get pages out and look it up, and it takes ages. No. Now, that's just, every time I see this, right? Unless it's a problem with the SDK that can't integrate it because the SDK isn't finished yet. Fine. Right? But no. Stop omitting stuff. And it's the same with the cabin. It's all 1990 graphics back in the cabin where all the seats are. So I'm not going to go on about that. That's a bad thing. Bad. So let's go to the checklist. Checklist and find out where everything is. Oh, I know you'll probably say, if you have a problem with the checklist looking for stuff, you shouldn't be doing this at all. Yeah, I understand, but an instructor tells you where all the buttons are. Come on. So it's just, maybe it's an SDK thing. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if it's not an SDK thing, how it pisses you off. Anyway, grumpy grumper sim today. So what I'll do, we'll just do a quick circuit, okay? And I'll talk as I'm taxiing. I did like this voice thing here, though. So we're just going to start it up. Let me just make sure that I have everything working. Yes, I do. Let's get ready for taxi and hit that button. I'll just turn on some lights here. Are we getting started? We'll do that. Good, good, good.
Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention as we display the safety features and procedures of the aircraft in case of an emergency.
Let's get pushed back.
During an emergency, please remain in your seats.
Push back, please. Let's go to the tower and let's go tune to ground services. Let's request pushback. Let's get some lightage going here. Keep going there, Mr. Driver. She's on her mobile phone. That's disgraceful. There's a little hatch up here so you can, for emergency exit for the pilots. I'd like to be able to put my head out there and start shouting curse words at people. Anyway, okay, let's just do a quick circuit. Brakes are off. Make sure my pedals are stable. Brakes are off. And a little bit of power, please. Now, I'm on my rudder pedals. I'm just slowing down a bit with the brakes. Yeah, I like that. Brakes, yeah, that's good. I have to say, let me just zoom here so you can see what we're doing with the pedals. I like the taxiing. It's not overly sensitive. It's not overly sensitive at all. So the taxiing seems quite good. We're going to do a very quick straight out turn around and land. I'd like to do a circuit, just straight out, turn around over the sea and come in and land, just to get the feel of it very, very quickly and see if there's anything else. I'm not going to play with the autopilot today, however, I have looked up the forums and I've done a bit of research, and other people are saying that everything's working very well. Everything's working very well. They're very happy with it. And I can tell you, with the way it's operating here, it's pretty darn. I like it's operating pretty good so far, you know. Okay, let's just straighten it up on the runway. I put the flaps down, so full power. Full power, we're going to fly it like we stole it. Okay, 100 knots. Positive rate, gear up. I don't care, I can do what I like. Stick a little. What's going on with the throttle? Oh, it's got. Yeah. So, yeah, the throttle has certain detents. So, climb. I'm going into the climb mode. See that? So, it's got certain detents. Now, if I keep going like this, I'm on 15 degrees. See what happens when you look inside? So, I'm not interested in flying it completely accurately. I'm going up to about 1,500 feet. Okay? That's 2,000 feet. So, we level off here. And as you can see here, with the throttle, I'll go back to just a little bit less power. So you've got climb, toga, etc., all the different power settings. So that's great. So gears up, let's take the flaps up. I'm going to come out here and turn around and come back in. Actually, while I'm here, whilst one is here, I'm going to put on the where is it? Where yaw damper? Okay, I think that's on. That won't work unless you unless the autopilot won't work unless you have the yaw dampers on. So autopilot. How do I activate the autopilot? Autopilot engage. Heading. And altitude, please. Altitude hold. I'll adjust my heading bug with the use of... Here. Oh, autopilot. Easy, folks. Easy with the autopilot. Now, I have to be honest with you, I've not taken off this aircraft yet. I haven't touched anything. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Right? But it's working. I've got the autopilot on, altitude hold, and heading hold. That's pretty damn cool. Now, the good news for you beginners, all these autopilots are the same. They've all got the same buttons. That's how I just know it off. You know, that's how I just know how to use it. They all have the same kind of autopilot settings. Okay, I have the runway in sight. I'm just climbing up. I descended a lot there. Overexcited with the autopilot. But yeah, I'm going to have fun with this. Now, I am hoping... The airspeed's going a bit crazy. That's because it's quite windy and gusty. That's fine. So this is great. This is fun. If you like your head-up display, it's here somewhere, I believe. Okay, there's a head-up display there. That's nice. I don't like using them. I don't like using them. So we're flying like we stole it. It's quite windy. I put on a little bit too much wind, but look, it's challenging. There we go. There's the runway in sight, and we're going to fly this manually all the way down. We're going to worry about all the autopilot stuff later. So I'm kind of pleased so far, like getting the autopilot working straight away. Going a bit too slow on 120 knots. I think the airspeed's popping up and down because of the gusts. I've never seen that before. Maybe it's a bug, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Very nice. I'm trimmed up. Hands off. Oh, not properly trimmed, actually. No, there we go. So, much easier when you trim, everybody. Much, much easier. Okay, I'm a bit low now. It's like we're coming in very slow. I'm going 120 knots for crying out loud. Really? Come on. There we go. Okay. That was not a heavy landing. Oh, a little bit slippy, slippy, slidey, slidey. Reverse thrust. That's working. So you've seen what gripes me, what displeases me, what grinds my gears, so I won't go on about it. But overall, it's the first third-party commercial jet for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's pretty damn good all around. I'm looking forward to playing with this. I'm actually going to stream it this week. Every week, if you don't know, I have a Twitch stream, and I do it every Sunday at 9 o'clock Irish time. You can join us in the sim, in the North European server, or you can just watch, because I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. It's hilarious. For other people, not so much for me. So yeah, CRJ from Aerosoft, fine. I won't go on about the gripes. You've seen my temper tantrums, and we just can't allow this kind of thing. We can't allow developers just to throw in a half-finished airplane. This is not half-finished, it's about 90% finished maybe. Probably 98%, I don't know. But maybe they have SDK problems. I'm not going to harp on about it anymore. But yeah, it's brilliant fun. I can't wait to fly it on short hops, and I hope to do some tutorials on it, and this, that, and the other, and it's going to be great fun for everybody. So yeah, is it worth the $50? Well, it's subjective. I paid for it, and yeah, I know I gripe and I gave out, and if they can say, oh, you know, they can say we won't send you any aircraft for free. Well, I don't expect them for free, so I just pay for them. So, because you know, I've got a responsibility for you guys to tell you how these things actually are. There's an arrow. There's an arrow parked at the gate. What is he doing here? There's a Just Flight arrow parked at the gate. Brilliant. Yeah. How dare he? I'm bigger than he is. Reverse thrust, brakes are off.